Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing, seeing partly cloudy conditions with breezy to windy conditions out there continuing this morning. We did see a peak wind up around 42 miles per hour in the last hour and seeing our temperatures holding in the mid 40s at this time. Overall, just seeing windy conditions prevail as we move through our working hours today, not expecting any additional precipitation. And overall, we'll see some seasonable temperatures with mostly sunny conditions. Take a look at the current surface analysis. We can see that system pushing off the coast and keeping a tight pressure gradient over the local region. That's bringing those breezy conditions. We'll see some weakening in that pressure gradient as we go into the evening, and then we'll see it tighten back up ahead of this next clipper system that will push through the region tomorrow evening. So we'll see those winds cranking back up, but more out of the southwest as we move into the day on Saturday, and that's going to bring some warmer temperatures through. We'll see our upper level winds from this morning sounding, had those northwesterly winds near the surface, becoming more westerly as we go up through the column. Seeing our peak wind today of 34 knots at 25,000 feet. Actually, the peak wind was 37 knots at 3,000 feet, but yeah, in the same range there. But freezing level at 2,300 feet. Looking at the current visible satellite, we see that cloud deck that pushed through the area earlier this morning brought a temporary ceiling through the area, has now pushed mostly off the coast, seeing just some lingering clouds around. Overall, we'll see a trend towards clear skies as we move into the evening time frame. If you look at the GFS here, looking at the weekend forecast and the next several days, we'll see as that system departs, as mentioned, starting to see that pressure gradient relax as we go into the evening. Should see those winds start to subside, and then going into the start of the day on Saturday, we'll see those winds picking back up as we start to see some increasing high clouds ahead of this next clipper system that pushes through the area late tomorrow and into the evening time frame. It does look like could see a few widely scattered sprinkles or light showers. Points north here at Wallops should remain dry, and any precip areas north will be fairly insignificant as it pushes through. Otherwise, as that boundary pushes through, we'll just bring another cool down after a mild day on Saturday with some cooler temperatures as we move into Sunday. And once again, we will warm back up moving into Monday as another system tracks across the northern part of the country. It's going to bring a warm boundary through early on Monday, possibly bringing a few showers into the area, and then the cold boundary will actually push through during the day on Monday. And it does look like a good chance of seeing some showers with that pushing through. The GFS does have a bit of a drier solution, likely too dry. European model much more bullish with the rainfall, but nonetheless, it does look like we will see some shower activity pushing through during the day on Monday. Slightly cooler temperatures behind that as we move through Tuesday with dry conditions, and then going into Wednesday, it looks like possibly another short wave through the upper level flow tracking over the area, possibly bringing maybe a few showers early on Wednesday as we get a bit further out in the forecast here. But then behind that, it does look like we'll see high pressure building in once again with some cooler temperatures to end the week, and this next clipper system looks like it may miss north of the region, but that does get out a bit further in the forecast time frame. So we'll see how that plays out as we get closer. Taking a look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, do have those red conditions for those elevated winds. Again, we are currently in a wind advisory. We'll likely see that remain as we move through our working hours today and start to see that expire as we get past sunset, with those winds starting to subside. Overall, expecting our temperature to get up to 54 degrees for our high today. That is right on board with our average high this time of year. And we'll continue to see those northwesterly winds, again, as mentioned, dropping off slightly in the afternoon, but still well above that wind advisory criteria. Overall, mostly clear skies as we go into the evening, picking up on some additional high clouds as we move through the early morning hours of Saturday. See our low temperature down to around 41 degrees as those winds start to weaken and turn more southwesterly, and then they'll start to pick up as we get into the start of the day on Saturday. Tides running normal. Looking at the extended forecast here, partly to mostly cloudy for Saturday, mostly cloudy mainly later in the day as that clipper system pushes through. Otherwise, we'll see another breezy day, likely chance of seeing the wind advisory as we move through the day on Saturday. But again, southwesterly winds with milder temperatures, high expected around 64 degrees. Cooling back down as we go into Sunday, temperatures back to around average in the low to mid 50s, partly cloudy conditions, and then back up into the 60s as we move into Monday as that warm front moves through the area, and then that 60% chance for some showers pushing through with that boundary of that system tracking north of the local area. Back down into the 50s as we move through the remainder of the forecast period here. Dry conditions expected for Tuesday with some partly to mostly cloudy conditions. That chance of showers with that short wave on Wednesday looks to be about 30% chance at this time. And then back to quieter weather with partly cloudy conditions as we move into our Thursday. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again on Monday at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.